Is that the classroom of today is not the same as the classroom we sat in like 20, 25 years ago. Well, today's classrooms must help students meet the demands of the 21st century, and that leads us to the process called differentiated learning. Pam Mashburn is here from Potential Magazine to explain all of that, and Kim Stephenson is here as well from Prattville Christian Academy. Thank you so much for being here. Always good to see you. Nice to meet you. Okay, talk to us a little bit. This goes without saying that we have seen a lot of changes in the classroom, but it's very necessary.
It is. And you know, with Potential Magazine, we're all about how do we help our kids reach their potential. And you know, a lot of times we focus on IEPs and like, oh, they have a learning disability or whatever, but really we all have some sort of learning disability, some way that we can learn better.
I gotta stop you. Right. IEP, what is that? For people at home, we don't know what that is.
So in the public schools that they call it's an individual education plan.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know. You're just used to people saying IEP, yeah.
So, but it's saying, okay, so they have an issue with learning it this way, so we're going to try and teach them that way.
Right.
And so we're starting to see those trends in the education system, and I love Prattville Christian because they really incorporate that. So I wanted to bring that on the show to kind of, because it's not just in the classroom, it's also at home. How can we, because you know, we're helping them with homework,
sure,
we're helping them to learn.
Or we're trying to.
If they let us.
But so Kim, talk to us a little bit about this, what you guys are doing and what you're seeing as far as it helping students.
Okay, so we know there's something called the P21 Framework, which is about creating students who today who can be successful during this century, how they learn and as an adult. And so part of the those 21st century skills is to include not only life skills and technology literacy, but also their regular core concepts and the 4 C's, which are creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills.
Yeah, those are good 4 C's.
Yeah. Those are good.
Because I think that a lot of kids don't know how to critically think through things.
Yeah, you know? And the thing about it is too, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. So wherever they might have 1 and 2 locked down, but then 3 and 4 they need some help with, and everybody's different in that way. Yes. So how do you guys incorporate this?
So teachers, they'll use something called Bloom's taxonomy, where they'll ask different levels of questions to students. For instance, one student may need to be able to answer who is the character. Another student may need to answer a question more like, can you justify the character's position on this or why they did this? So levels of questioning that parents can also do at home. And all students need all levels of questioning, but depending on where the student is and what they need, teachers can tailor that to their student.
Well, how have students reacted to that?
Yeah, they do really well, and so it helps really engage the student and not make them feel inadequate if they're struggling, but also give them challenge if they need that. So it really helps wherever the student is to help build them up.
Right, and I think that's what I love is that I love the word tailoring, you know, to help, because our kids are all different.
They are.
You know, and we're different, and you can't, and the jobs are so different than what they used to be.
And they're ever changing, so you have to make sure they're competitive. So how can parents help at home with this?
Okay, so if you have your child brings home math homework, say, and they are struggling with a particular concept, but they love Legos, let them use Legos as a hands-on manipulative to work out their problems, or
like you're talking like math problems.
Yes,
stuff,
like math
right?
problems.
Oh, okay.
So make it fun.
Make it fun, absolutely. And if they are have a reading project or something to do, maybe they could talk about the character through a comic strip, or they could work, you know, like do a drama or something to learn how the character thinks or to express that knowledge. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to express what they've learned about it, not necessarily focus on a grade or something like that. So.
Yeah, and another thing too, I love that you had asked open-ended questions. It was just up there on the screen, because a lot of times parents say, how was school today? That's like a whole umbrella of things, and they just say, good.
Yes, right.
So now I'm like, I'm not going into 6-7 hours of curriculum with you right now. I'm ready to eat.
Yes.
So while you're eating, you might want to ask them some questions about what they've learned, and
absolutely.
And you do that in that way where they can't just say no, good,
And
Okay.
True, and if you ask them specific questions like, where do you feel like you did really well today?
Ooh, that's
maybe
a good
they
one.
will tell you some areas or methods their teacher, might have used in the classroom that they connected with, or where did you struggle today? And then that gives you an idea of where you might want to sit down with them later and kind of go over some things with them.
Yeah, that
That's a
sounds
good
good.
idea.
So this is happening in other schools, but we wanted to make
Absolutely.
sure that we highlighted what they were doing at Prattville Christian Academy. If they want to know more about this, it's in the new issue, right?
Right. Well, and online, so potentialmagazine.com. And here I have to show you the magazine because I love this. This is some
You
local
always have
kids
the
from St.
best
James. I know,
Covers.
they're so sweet.
Yeah,
And they're
because when I
Prevail.
look at that, I do see potential. I see these kids are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. Look
Yes.
at that.
And look
Isn't
at
that
how they're
awesome?
collaborating and working together.
Yeah,
and that was
that's
one of the 4
always good.
C's,
Right.
right?
One of the 4
Yeah,
C's,
exactly.
collaboration. Potentialmagazine.com is where you can find it online. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks,
so much.
Tanya.
Good information.
Thank
And
you.
See, she got us started with a good question already.
I know it.
There we go.
Yeah, now we got to think about it. What are we going to say tonight? How did we do well today, right? Yeah.
Well, you did